Good morning, West Portal, and good morning, San Francisco. Can everyone hear me okay? Great. My name is Emma Heikenhair, and I am a legislative aide for Supervisor Myrna Melgar. We are here today to commemorate a journey that this neighborhood has had in improving transit safety in West Portal, and to detail the phases of this project and the accomplishments that we have had, I would like to introduce the director of the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, Jeffrey Tumlin.
Good morning and welcome to West Portal. There is no neighborhood anywhere in the world like West Portal. It is extraordinary what is here. Right behind us, we have West Portal Elementary School. We have a senior center over here. Further down the street, there's a library. We've got a rec center. We have 3 Muni rail lines that converge here along with 2 bus lines. And we have one of the most complete and cherished neighborhood commercial districts in all of San Francisco, where all the needs of daily life are available, along with some of the best food in the city. With all of these people converging here of all ages and abilities, children, seniors, adults, people running for their bus, it has also unfortunately been a place of some traffic crashes and traffic safety problems. As a result of that, Mayor London Breed and Supervisor Myrna Melgar asked the SFMTA to do what we could in order to advance traffic safety. They also directed us to advance traffic safety at the same time we uplifted the neighborhood commercial district in order to support small businesses, particularly in this challenging time. That is a tough order. We came up with some various design alternatives and presented them to community, and community was unhappy with our design alternatives. And so, Mayor London Breed and Supervisor Myrna Melgar formed the Welcoming West Portal Committee. They convened local residents, merchants, safety advocates, youth, seniors, the full diversity of this community in order to sharpen their pencils and figure out how do we achieve these 2 goals, traffic safety and supporting small businesses at the same time. We learned so much from the Welcoming West Portal Committee. They helped us to understand that the problem wasn't just at Yoloa and West Portal, the problems were at Vicente and Wawona, that we needed a neighborhood-wide approach to traffic calming. They also helped us understand details of exactly where the Munibuses were stopping and the problems that they were creating from people who were living that experience every day as users. So together, we moved this that way about 3 feet and moved this bus stop around the corner. We invested in some traffic calming, and we were more thoughtful about the ways in which we managed the car traffic so that we focused car trips into the neighborhood commercial district while downplaying car trips that were cutting through the neighborhood commercial districts. Again, to support traffic safety and small businesses at the same time. So we're happy. We're about halfway through the implementation. People are starting to see some of the changes, and we're eager now to begin the process of hearing from community and collecting data to see how this is working so that we can continue to make adjustments. Now I am very delighted to introduce the mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, who ordered us to begin this work. Please, she did. Please join me in welcoming Mayor London Breed.
First of all, I appreciate Jeff Tumlin and his acknowledgement of the fact that this is a community of people. People who are part of our senior community, self-help for the elderly. We'd love to see you all here today, enjoying the parks, enjoying a meal, and enjoying just the overall community. We know our kids and kids from both the schools and the preschools are also an important part of this community. And West Portal is really a very important neighborhood serving area of San Francisco. It's a thriving community, and it's a community that where you walk down the streets and everyone knows each other. And part of, when the tragedy struck this spring, when the family was tragically killed by a motorist, it devastated and rocked this community to the core. And we knew that we had to do something about the conditions of the area, but we also know that the pandemic had been very challenging for this neighborhood. We know that the improvements to the El Taraval were very challenging when it started in 2019. And we knew that ultimately it was important for us to come together, to listen, and to make hard decisions to improve the conditions of the intersection. And I want to appreciate the leadership of Myrna Melgar and the folks from West Portal, from the merchants to the residents, who really sat down and worked out, this compromise that I believe will lead to a safer West Portal. But I also want to take into consideration that these projects oftentimes are really hard and they're disruptive. And in particular, the El Taraval was very problematic and disruptive on the community. But for the record, I want to say it was completed on time and on budget. Nevertheless, just to remind us of the importance of these infrastructure projects, as hard as they are, the goal is to dig once, to deal with our pipes and underground utilities, and to make sure that we don't see random sinkholes occur from negligence, because these pipes are really old and there was a need to make those improvements so that your toilets are flushing, your water is running, and we don't see businesses and homes disrupted any further as a result of ignoring these very challenging projects that are needed to be done all over the city. So we want to appreciate the patience and understanding of the West Portal community. And also now, finally, the El Taraval will be a one-stop shop from wherever you get on it. You don't have to transfer buses. And I think, that's going to be great. And it's a quieter ride, by the way, because it's lighter trains, and this is going to make for a more enjoyable experience overall. And ultimately, as people interact with our Muni transportation system, what we are doing in San Francisco, and I want to be very clear, this is not about trying to push back vehicles. This is about trying to make sure that we have a transportation network and infrastructure that allows for bikes, that allows for people who are walking, that allows for those who are catching Muni and vehicles to be able to move around this city safely and efficiently, that we are sharing the road with one another in a way that meets the increasing demands of our streets. With the more people that are out there, the more people who are coming to our commercial areas, we want to make sure they get here safely and efficiently ultimately. And so that's what this is about. And I truly want to appreciate the West Portal community for all that they do to be engaged and to help us make better decisions. The city may not always get it right. And it's because of folks who are willing to get involved and provide feedback and to push us more and more is how we arrive to moments like we are today. And this moment happened mostly because of the amazing leadership of the supervisor of this district. I appreciate her work on the Board of Supervisors. I appreciate her advocacy for this community every single day. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your supervisor, Myrna Melgar.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to West Portal into the West Side. I am Myrna Melgar. I'm the supervisor for this district, and I feel so honored and lucky every day to be able to do this with the community that I live in that has helped me raise my kids. I will say, aside from all of the good remarks that have already been put out by the mayor and Director Tumlin, that I'm really grateful for this community. We live in one of the most diverse places on earth. That is what makes San Francisco magical and wonderful. So there's no way we could agree on everything all the time. So it's really important that we come up with ways where we can talk to one another and make progress on our challenging decisions without getting polarized or breaking down communication. So for that, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the welcoming West Portal Committee. We have a few members here, Will Baumgarten, Manu Rappaport, Janelle Wong. I think that's all here right now. But those folks really just rolled up their sleeves and talked to folks working through the conflict and discomfort until we could get to consensus. And that's really important. We had a wonderful facilitator, Alfredo Vergara Lobo, who's here too, and has helped us in some of these difficult conversations. Whenever you lose parking or you're not allowing turns, people feel uncomfortable with the change. So it's really important we have processes and people who can do this conflict resolution with kindness and generosity. And I am also most grateful to Liz Brisen from the MTA, who is just a rock star at being able to explain complicated technical issues to lay people so that we can understand what we're doing. And finally, I'm so grateful to Mayor London Breed for her leadership and for her just resolve to do this. And I will end by saying that the Pinto Olivero family, the remaining members have kept in close contact with my office and have been watching our process every step of the way. I'm really grateful for their generosity in sort of having the patience with us to acknowledge this terrible tragedy and making it safer for the community. It's really important to them, and it's been important to this community. And also to Deidre Von Rock at the Merchants Association, because supporting merchant also meant supporting us all with the reputational issues that the commercial corridor had after this terrible tragedy, when people were feeling and thinking that things were not as safe as they wanted them to be, and we needed to deal with that also. So thank you so much for being here. Just grateful for all of us in our collective effort, and thank you, Mayor Breed and the MTA.
Thank you so much. Next, we want to bring forward a member of the Welcoming West Portal Committee who shepherded this process and had great insight onto all the changes, and that is Will Baumgardner.
Hi, my name's Will. I'm a resident, longtime resident of West Portal. I'm a longtime resident of West Portal. I'm a parent along with my wife. We raised our two boys here in this neighborhood. And I'm also a transportation engineer. We were all heartbroken over the tragedy that happened in our neighborhood. But I was so pleased to be able to join the Welcoming West Portal Committee to help solve or come up with solutions. I really want to thank Mayor Breed for organizing this, and Supervisor Melgar and her team for really making it happen. Director Tumlin, MTA staff, Liz Bryson in particular, who was the point person who was in with us every evening. We sat in a room together and talked about what we could do, what the concerns were, what the opportunities were, what the options were. And the MTA staff was extremely responsive in terms of going back and studying our ideas, coming back and telling us what we could and couldn't do and why. And so, in short, I think this was a great example of the city working with the community, listening to the community, collaborating. And I'm really, really pleased with the result. And I do want to last thing I'll say is I really want to appreciate and thank the other members of the committee that are here today, that couldn't be here today. They all devoted many evenings, much time in between meetings, learning and studying and listening to each other, having a rational conversation around a really difficult problem, and working with our city government to come up with a great solution. Thank you.
And with that, I would like to welcome all of our attendees here, everyone who is ready to celebrate all the new improvements in West Portal, to gather for a photo, and then to enjoy all that West Portal has to offer. Grab a boba, grab a burrito, and enjoy West Portal.